Look at this South Tampa property. Why did it end up in such disrepair? Do you think it is worth fighting for? Local Tampa attorney Terri Gaffney thinks so. She has been fighting a legal battle for 6 years to regain this homesteaded property Miss Gaffney claims was unlawfully seized by a judge in 2017. Her story is a complex one of family battles, questionable judicial rulings and behaviors, and many twists and turns. Miss Gaffney's story and her case should shock everyone in the state of Florida who has homesteaded property and thinks that property cannot be seized. Miss Gaffney not only wants to regain the homesteaded property and get the property back into good repair, she believes an investigation should begin immediately for how this ever happened in the state of Florida. Stay tuned for an exclusive EyeOnTampaBay interview with Terri Gaffney and a statement from her attorney.
So the law and the reasoning has come in here that judges can strip deeds beyond the statute of limitation. Judge can take property that you pay for, and if somebody dies, they're going to put it back into the estate and not compensate you for what you paid for. They're just going to steal it from you. The other part about it is homestead property is not safe. This isn't Cuba. This is what people are telling me. This is what they did in Cuba. They walk and knock on your door and tell you to leave, and you have 15 minutes and seize your property. Your homestead.
That was one of our founding principles.
Yes.
What makes our country different?
Right.
Exceptional.
But you can't take homestead property as a sanction. And what has happened is the 13th Judicial Circuit has just eviscerated the Constitution of the state of Florida by allowing a judge to take homestead property as a sanction. And it's not even my property they took. It's another person. So that means if somebody is mad at you, one of your friends, they go, well, that's her friend, we'll just take her homestead property as a sanction against Sharon. That's the ruling. And that's what it means. And nobody in Florida is safe. And judges have just gone beyond the limits of the Constitution and the statutes. Our legislature enacts statutes like statute of limitations, homestead exploitation, and all this. All these statutes are put on the books by the legislature. The judges don't have the right to change it.
My name is Sheldon McMullen, and I'm an attorney representing Terri Gaffney. I'm standing here in front of the home that she and her daughter used to reside in. It's a property that's been in dispute since around 2014. The family was kicked out in October of 2017, and it's sat vacant like this ever since then. This was the homestead property of Sarah Sussman, and the title was voided as a sanction for alleged conduct that Terri Gaffney, her mother, did when the judge stated that it was for the violation of some orders. These orders do not exist and are not in the record. Never in my more than 18 years of practice have I seen something that is such an injustice. It shakes the foundation of the law, as homestead property has been taken in violation of the Florida Constitution. That is something that just needs to be investigated, and it needs to be investigated now because it can affect you. Other people could be in similar situations and see their homestead property taken in violation of the Florida Constitution by creditors that are not supposed to be able to get to homestead property. The reason this is so urgent right now is because it's now trying to be sold. The reason this is so urgent right now is the litigation on this is not final. There is still active litigation in addition to cases pending with the 2nd District Court of Appeal. And yet, despite this, there are orders out there and there are attempts to try to sell this property. So this needs to be investigated, and we need to protect the rest of the citizens of the state of Florida.